Where am I? I'm free from the shadow realm. And let's talk about what just transpired on Championship Sunday, all right? We had ourselves two good games, AFC Championship, NFC Championship. Now, NFC Championship wasn't as close as the AFC Championship, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, all right? Because I just seen a team go out there and pour their heart and soul onto the field, and I saw another team trying to do everything that they can do to try to come back, and the greatness of the other team on the field was just too much, all right? But let's start with the AFC Championship. We had the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New England Patriots in a game where the Jaguars did everything right. They took care of the football. They dominated time of possession. On third down, they were absolutely efficient, and they still lost. The first half, phenomenal first half that they played, all right? They were running the ball down their throats, up the middle, the weakness of the Patriots defense, all right? They were getting outside. They were outrunning. Fournette was outrunning the linebackers who were flowing all the way to the outside. Bortles was efficient on third down getting the ball, whether it was to his tight end, Mercedes Lewis, whether it was out to Alan Hearns, who only has good games in London, but evidently he flew down to Boston. He flew his talents to Boston, and he came out here and played a phenomenal game. All right, Bortles played lights out. He made the great passes that he had to make. I'm pretty sure Eli Manning was clapping his hand. Joe Flacco was clapping his hand. Jeff Hostetler was clapping his hand. Trent Dilfer was clapping his hand. Doug Williams was clapping his hand. Do I have to name any more game managers for you? They went out there and played absolutely well. Did enough to put their team in the position to win games. And then what happened? Right before halftime, they got screwed. Little bit, there was some bad, it seemed like they called in Charles Robinson. He ran down the aisle, and then bam, here we go. Tom Brady dropped back. He threw the ball to Gronkowski. Gronk drops the ball. He gets hit, and then you see, oh, it's a helmet to helmet. They got to throw that flag for that. I could give you that one. All right, Gronk got diagnosed with CTE. Gronk, what's your name? Name? What is that? We going to the Super Bowl. I played for Dallas. He didn't know where the hell he was. He thought he was Mojo Rawley about to go participate in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. We'll find out if Gronk's gonna play in the Super Bowl. We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But what happens the very next play? Tom Brady takes the snap, looking deep to Brandon Cooks, launches the ball. Here we got some laundry on the field again. They threw a flag on AJ Boye, talking about pass interference. Now, having played defensive back in high school, playing college receiver, as you can see, and being covered by defensive backs, I understand there's a little bit of different, rule change, but the textbook way to cover, especially when they're running seams down the sideline, you're supposed to ride them, no homo, and you ride them down the sideline and push them somewhat out of bounds. He never really went and put his hand completely over. That was not what happened. He played him to the sideline, and when he got him close to the sideline there, that's when the contact that you could call for pass interference came. But if you look at the equidistance between him, the sideline, and the ball coming overhead, it's pretty much in a situation where he can't catch the ball. That's one of those sort of calls. I agree with the helmet to helmet call. That call, I don't agree with it. And where did that put the Patriots? Especially at this point, the Patriots couldn't put a drive together at all outside of their opening drive up until that point. And then bam, they go 50 yards down the field? It was back-to-back penalties. Put them inside the red zone. Hand off James White. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. You go into halftime 14-10. What happens right in the third quarter? Blake Bortles immediately, first drive, they go down the field. They kick themselves a field goal. Josh Lambo breaks the Jacksonville record for field goal, longest one made, 54 yards. And then after that, they stop the Patriots again. They have an opportunity now to go down the field, score another touchdown, and get the game in a situation where it's a 3-possession game. I was sitting at home saying, if Jacksonville can score a touchdown here, they win the game. Because although the Patriots are able to come back from leads, the way the game was being played and the dominance on the time of possession, the Patriots won't have enough time to get that done. Ultimately, what happens? They have to settle for a 43-yard field goal, because they failed to convert on third down when they've been succeeding on third down the entire game. Now, kudos to the Patriots defense for doubling down in the second half and being able to keep them out of the end zone. All right, and then what happened? Tom Brady showed up. He said, I don't got no Gronk. I don't got nobody else. I'm going to find Mr. Danny Amendola. And threw the ball to Amendola, and this short motherfucker got into the end zone twice. I was like, God damn, they playing ball out there. And ultimately, he leads his team to victory. And let me just say this about the Patriots defense, all right? Malcolm Butler in particular. I don't know what happened the season after the Super Bowl where he caught the interception. I believe it was Super Bowl 49. He catch the interception in 2015. He played like an all-pro corner, shutting people down. Since that point, he's been holding people's nuggets the entire seasons. The past 2 seasons, he's done nothing but get his nuggets held. Or I should say, he's been holding other people's nuggets. You know when you look at people's bumpers of their car and they have the scrotum that's hanging from the bottom of their bumper? He just has that on top of his helmet. It's people's nuggets all over his helmet. He's got to get that together if he's trying to cover these Eagles receiver who's going into the Super Bowl. I'll talk about them a little bit later. But for the defensive line for the Patriots, they started getting some pressure in the second half. And for the linebackers, they were playing well. Van Noy played well. Let me just say this about James Harrison. I can admit when I'm wrong. Maybe I was wrong, all right, about Harrison. I didn't say he didn't have nothing in the tank. He still is one-dimensional. Jacksonville was exposing him in the first half. When they tried to drop him into coverage, he couldn't cover anybody. But when he was getting the rush, he was still getting that rush, man. He was doing it well, all right? He was able to get 3 tackles, I believe. He got a quarterback. I don't think he got credit for the sack or the forced fumble, but he was there, all right? He was part of the reason why he was able to force Bortles to fumble on the play. Although they didn't turn it over, it did take them out of the position they were. They went from 2nd and 10 to 3rd, or I should say, 2nd and 10 to 3rd and 19. So he made plays over there. Also, when they were backed up, backed by their own end zone, he was able to get the pressure to get them off the field and force a punt. So James Harrison went out there, did what he had to do. They only needed him for a few plays to make a couple of plays, and that's exactly what he did. All right, the Patriots went and they got themselves a W. Okay, for Jacksonville, you had a hell of a season, but you riding on that L train. You're gonna join the rest of the other 30 teams, or I should say the other 29 teams on the L train, all looking at each other, waiting to see who's gonna join them and watch somebody on the outside waving at them, holding the Lombardi Trophy. As for the NFC game, I expected it to be much closer, all right, between the Vikings and the Eagles, but evidently the Eagles were flying high over those damn Neanderthal Vikings. They were just standing there looking like, what's going on? I thought we were supposed to be in the game. And they weren't, all right? They got absolutely burnt up, okay? I wasn't ready for that sort of fire blast, all right? I didn't know we was on Cinnabar Island the way the Eagles was burning up the damn Vikings. You know how Vikings usually have that, they have dogma that they say the Vikings are always, you know, they got ice around their beards. It seems all of that was melted. If they lived in igloos, they no longer have a home because you got a bunch of arsonists from Philadelphia coming into your home, burning you up because they couldn't do anything. They did diddly poo, as Jim Mora would say. Offensively, that first drive, they went down the field, they scored. I had some confidence. I said, wait a minute, we're going to have ourselves a good game. Minnesota looks like they're going to take command of this game. And then what happened? Philadelphia catch themselves a pick six, went into the end zone, they eating McDonald's in the end zone, getting some points off of turnovers directly from the defense. And Nick Foles shows up and plays a masterful game. Absolutely efficient. All right, I thought it was Chris Boswell's toe at quarterback because it was efficient. Okay, 26 for 33, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was hitting everybody, making phenomenal throws. Phenomenal throws, all right? I wasn't expecting him to play that well. He was playing well, taking care of the ball, but he wasn't doing enough to make the Eagles win. He was just managing the game. This game, he went out there and lit it up. Lit it up. On the ground, Ajayi was getting whatever the hell he wanted. LeGarrette Blount was able to punch it into the end zone. The Dreadlocks coalition was playing phenomenal. Ronald Darby was covering. Okay, they were getting plays. The defensive line, Chris Long, I'm playing for free this season. He in the backfield every single play. Fletcher Cox in the backfield every single play. It was a tough go around for Minnesota because you can see they were trying. They were really trying. I can't knock them for the way that they played because the Eagles played a perfect game across the board. Special teams, defense, offense, perfect game. Absolutely perfect. The Minnesota scored one time. The Eagles scored every time. You couldn't stop them. You couldn't stop them. It's not as if the defense of the Vikings wasn't there. Foles was making phenomenal passes. They had reads that were there. They hit the read that was going to be open. They read zones well. When it was man-to-man, the offensive man beat the defensive man. If you're Minnesota, you can't really hang your head because those guys went out there and just simply... It's not that they wanted it more. They beat you, man. They beat you. They beat you. For Philadelphia, you guys earned this victory, man. You guys earned this victory. I'm pretty sure Brian Dawkins, Brian Westbrook, Donovan McNabb, all those other guys, they're probably looking at each other like, man, if we can go back to 2004, I would lift that Lombardi. But they're going to have to trust in this Eagles team to get it done. So congratulations to both the Eagles and the New England Patriots. We have ourselves a rematch of Super Bowl 39. Hopefully no quarterbacks throw up and, you know, don't really play smart with the clock and waste 8 minutes when you're down by 10 points. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to talk about that in the pregame analysis for Super Bowl 52. I don't know why I said 54. I'm jumping into the future. What am I, Marty McFly? That's Back to the Future though. But I'm going back to the Shadow Realm. But before I do, I just want to point something out. How am I a hater for not picking your team to win games? I'm very confused about that. If I give a breakdown of how both teams can win and then I just say, all right, I think this team is going to win, how the hell is that a hater? That don't make no sense, all right? Some of y'all be commenting stupid stuff, man. Don't comment stupid stuff. But I'm going back to the Shadow Realm for the Jags and the Vikings. You can join me.